Hello everyone, welcome to a new type of video, one that I've never done before, and that is a video essay with a story breakdown at the end. Now, I've never done this before, like I said, and I hope it's up to par. I've done my best. I've spent days on this. I've had this project in progress for 6.5 days now, and hopefully I'll get it out tomorrow. But yeah, I've tried my best. I've never done it before, so it's not the best, like I said. And I hope you enjoy, because there's a lot of work gone into this and it's taken me absolutely forever. This is the longest project I've ever worked on, and yeah, if you want more, just like the video and let me know. Enjoy. To start, we've got gunplay. This is a staple of the franchise, obviously, because it's an FPS. It's not overly complex, and the animations are much better than bad. They're not perfect or amazing, but they're certainly very, very good, maybe great. You've got melee combat, both in the form of dedicated melee weapons and a melee bash with guns. And these work very well because they're very satisfying. The sounds matched with this, it just makes you feel like you're really slapping a person in the face. So, melee weapons, they have a variation of damage, okay? You've got your melee bashes, which takes 1 to 2 hits to kill someone, mostly. It varies depending on health and shield, obviously. Sometimes it takes 3 or 4, depending on that. But melee weapons almost entirely do it in 1 hit. Another notable thing is you can stealth kill enemies from behind. If you manage to get close enough, you can keep yourself hidden and kill an enemy at the same time, because there's no things like suppressors in this game, or anything like that. So, generally, this is a very useful thing for slowing the pace of the game, and it also allowed for an extra mechanic for multiplayer where you can stealth kill an enemy. So, to go with guns, there's a lot of different types. You've got LMGs, vehicles, assault rifles, semi-auto rifles, shotguns, snipers. There's probably a few more that I've missed just rushing through that, but they're the main ones that you'll be using 90% of the time. I would talk about grenades, but they're just grenades. So there's nothing really to change or to say about that that's different to most games other than the way they look. So one weapon that I'm going to talk about is the Needler. Now this is a Covenant weapon, and the sounds on this just make it very memorable, as so is the model for it. Now you might not know the name, but I'll put an image on screen and you will immediately recognise it if you've ever played a Halo game in your life. Now, like I said, the sounds for this are very memorable. I'll play that now. And another weapon that I can't not, talk about is the Energy Sword. Now, this sword is amazing. It's got a great model. It has a very good sound design as well. It's amazing. Now, they're the 2 weapons I'm talking about because they are the most memorable. You've got, obviously, the USMC assault rifle, which the sounds are perfect for that as well. Actually, no, you know what? I'm going to say it. The sounds for the entire game are perfect. They immerse you very well. Gunshots sound like they pack the right punch for what the gun looks like, and melee weapons just satisfying as well. You get the right smack sound. You get the same with melee bashes. It's very good. Now, finally, for gameplay, I'm going to skip over vehicles because they are just, they're just vehicles with weapons mostly. With some on land, some on air, some in space. That's all there is to it. I'm not going to change anything about that. That's all it is. I can't say anything else. So, next there's the abilities, and there's something about one ability which bugs me a lot, and that's the sprint ability. Now, it's not about the ability itself, it's the actual fact that sprinting is an ability, not just something you can do. But this obviously allows you to tailor the game to how you want to play it by playing different ways. Now, the sprint, obviously, you can just run into a building and demolish some enemies. That's all it's useful for, you can just run up to someone, smack them in the face, that's all it is. And that bugs me because, like I said, it's got to be an ability in this game for some reason instead of a thing that you can do, but they have balanced it really well, to be fair to them. It's rechargeable like a stamina bar, you can't use it all the time, and it just works. There's not much more that could fuck up about it, it just works. Then is the hologram ability. Now this is, well, it's what it says on the tin, like the sprint ability. It launches a hologram of yourself that just runs forwards and distracts enemies, and this works surprisingly well on players actually. I don't know why, but it seems to work better than the camouflage ability, which makes you completely invisible, which I will talk about next. But the hologram, enemies that have already seen you, they will still shoot at you and not the hologram, or at least that's what it seemed like to me. But enemies that haven't seen you will attack the hologram. Now, as I said, is the camouflage ability, which just makes you completely invisible. I found this most useful because I wanted to skip an entire segment and I just didn't want to fight, not because it was too hard, just because I didn't want to, and it really helped. The one enemy that had already seen me was still shooting at me, same as the hologram ability, which is fine, to be honest. It just makes you manage it better. And the ones that hadn't seen me, they just completely ignored me because they couldn't see me, and I just blasted through to the exit to continue the story. Now, the final one that I'm going to talk about is the jetpack. Now, this was introduced very, well, in the middle to the end of the game, and this was introduced very well as it was introduced at a platforming section, so it shows you how to use it in a very well utilized way, let's just say that. Now, all you had to do was equip the jetpack and, you know, boost across the platforms to get to the other side and then fight more enemies and continue the story. Now, this also has more uses, like obviously in general getting up to high locations to shoot enemies from above, down below, and it also helps for traversal up to high locations much faster than any other way of doing it, except for maybe vehicles. With this, there is one feature about it that's very balanced. I know they didn't program this in, it just kind of happens when you're up high, but it makes you very vulnerable. And that's perfect because on one hand you could have a sniper rifle, you're launching in the air, you're going to one-tap someone, but then one of their friends will just laser you from the air while you're in the air. So it's very useful for different types of play. Now, that's the same with all the abilities, to be honest. They all have a different playstyle, you can approach the game in different ways, and it's very, very useful for whatever you're trying to do. You've just got to make sure you've got the right equipment for it. There are more abilities, mainly shield ones. There's probably some more that I haven't even come across yet because I'm not at the end of the game yet. I've just kind of got the story down from, you know, other people's writing, videos and things like that, just to kind of compress it so that I can make it simple and short, so that I can break that down. But overall, I would give the gameplay, the audio, everything just 10 out of 10. Maybe 9.5 out of 10, because there's some things I think could be improved upon and made lots better, as well as, you know, trimmed down, other things trimmed down so that they are much better for the player. So, finally, we're at the story. Now, as I said before in the end of the gameplay, I have tried to compress this, I've made this as short as possible, and I'm just highlighting key parts of the story. So, let's get into it. In the year 2552, the Spartan team known as Noble Team is sent to Reach to find out why communications have gone dark. Now, they soon find out that the reason for this is an alien force known as the Covenant. Eventually, the team makes it to the Naval Intelligence Base, simply named Sword Base, which the team must defend to safely gain entry to the main door. Once inside, it's here that we meet Dr. Catherine Halsey, who is actually the scientist that created the Mjolnir armor, the name of the Spartan armor. Halsey bluntly tells the Noble Team that the Covenant were after some very important information named Oni excavation data. Noble 6 later finds themselves on a recon mission where they have to clear themselves a path forward so that they can assault a Covenant ground base, which goes very badly after their ship, I can't find the name of it, but maybe it's on the wiki somewhere, I didn't really have a proper look, gets destroyed. Noble Team then plans to use their starships to infiltrate a Covenant corvette and enter the main Covenant carrier to blow it up from the inside. The bomb's timer is broken, which means the bomb requires a manual detonation. This is a one-way trip for whoever does it, and knowing this, George decides to sacrifice himself. He gives Six his dog tags and throws him from the corvette.
Don't deny me this. Tell him to make it count.
After the explosion though, an entire fleet of Covenant ships then enters the area around Reach, which sadly made George's sacrifice for absolutely nothing. 6 then falls from the stratosphere, or maybe the atmosphere, I'm not 100% sure which, and then lands back on Reach with no more than a limp in his step. After a walk, he enters New Alexandria, currently being attacked by the Covenant, where he eventually meets up with the other members of Noble Team. After some fighting, the team is then forced into a bunker to stay safe as the Covenant bombs the city with plasma. Just before everyone is safe, however, Kat is shot and killed by a Covenant sniper.
The demolition of priority 1.
Come on, get in! Let's go, come on!
Close the doors! Faster!
The final 4 members of Noble Team are recalled to Sword Base, where they are sent underground to an ancient artifact. Dr. Halsey claims that the artifact will be the key to winning the war against the Covenant. She then gives 6 an AI, Cortana. She gives 6 this so that he may get it to the UNSC ship known as the Pillar of Autumn.
Take it, Lieutenant. She has made her choice. Do you have it?
Yes,
Say the words, please.
I have it.
Emil, Carter and 6 then leave while June stays behind to try and get Halsey safely to another base. We never see June again until his appearance in Halo Infinite. On their way to the shipyard, Carter is shot and badly injured. He orders 6 and Emil to continue their mission without him, whilst he sacrifices himself to clear a path for them.
Respond, Sierra 259. You are alarming me.
Not sure how long she's gonna stay together. Skies are jammed up anyway. Gotta get you off her, Lieutenant.
Sir,
You don't want to hear it. Get the package to the Autumn.
done.
Not yet, it's not. Emil, go with him. It's a ground game now.
It's been an honor, sir.
Likewise. I'll do what I can to draw their fire. 6. That AI chose you. She made the right choice. On my mark. Mark!
Emil and 6 then fight their way to the shipyard, where Emil uses a mass drive to open the sky up so that the Autumn may enter the shipyard. As the Autumn lands, 6 gives Captain Jacob Keyes Cortana. Emil is killed by Covenant elites, but he doesn't go out without a fight, and he fights until his last breath.
Who's next? I'm ready! How about you?
Lieutenant, get aboard! We gotta get the hell out of here!
Negative.
Which leaves 6 and June as the last 2 members of Noble Team. To help the Autumn escape, 6 enters the mass drive and repeats what Emil did previously. The Autumn successfully escapes, and then space jumps to Installation 4, aka the Halo Ringworld. This then leads into the events of Halo Combat Evolved. In a cutscene, we then return to 6 back on Reach, where he makes a desperate last stand for his life against overwhelming Covenant forces. He, like Emil, fights until his last breath, where he is eventually killed. In the post-credit scene, we get to see Dr. Halsey praise Noble Team for their heroic victories and sacrifices, as without them, humanity would have most likely fallen to the power of the Covenant.
It didn't take long for Reach to fall. Our enemy was ruthless. efficient, but they weren't nearly fast enough. For you had already passed the torch, and because of you, we found Halo, unlocked its secrets, shattered our enemy's resolve. Our victory, your victory, was so close. I wish you could have lived to see it. But you belong to Reach. Your body, your armor, all burned and turned to glass. Everything. Except your courage. That you gave to us. And with it, we can rebuild.
So, this brings us to the end of the video. Now, I just want to apologise if it's not that good. I've tried my best. It's taken me days. I just wanted to get it done. I've never done this before, like I said at the intro, at least I think I did. It's been a good chance, actually. It's been a good try. I've enjoyed it, but it's been painfully long, and it's taken me so much trial and error. Like, recording the gameplay segment, the story segment, all that, it's just taken forever. I don't know why. My mic keeps messing up and buzzing and stuff like that, and it's taken me 30 plus tries to do this. And in total, I've ended up with like 50 gigs of audio files. I'm not even joking, it's taken me forever. But hopefully this final one is the best one, because I'm not doing any more. I'm just going to leave it with this. It's been good, but it's also been very painful. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next video. Subscribe if you want more of this, actually, and leave more likes than normal. Like, leave lots of likes if you like this video and if you want more, because I will commit to doing this type of video. It's just, it takes a while, and it's a lot of trial and error. And until I get this down properly, it's just going to take me forever to get good content out in this style. So it's going to take a lot of practice. Anyway, see you in the next one.